Meet the all-new Gionee Elife E7. We'll get you a full review of this new device, but before we do that, let's do a refresh on the specs of the Elife E7 by the house of Gionee. Gionee Elife E7 features a 5.5-inch Full HD display up front and runs on the latest Android operating system. It is powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 800 processor that features a 2.2 GHz quad-core Crate CPU. The E7 specializes in its camera as it has a 16-megapixel snapper at the back and does 1080p HD video recording. Up front, it sports a 8-megapixel camera and the pictures come out quite decent. It is up in competition with the Google Nexus 5 for sure, as they both pack the same processor on board. Gionee Elife E7 is available at a price tag of Rs 26,999 for the 16GB variant, while the 32GB version will cost your pockets Rs 29,999. So much so for that, but Gionee Elife E7 sure wants to make 2014 colorful, as it will be available in black, white, blue, pink, green, yellow and orange colors. One thing is for sure, this phone is a looker. Alright, those were the specs on the all-new Gionee Elife E7. Now let's talk about the design on the E7 first. It's got a unibody design to it, and it's got a very nice 5.5-inch Full HD display up front, which gives you about 401 ppi of resolution as well, which is quite sharp as well. Now talking about the design, it's got a curved back panel to it, smooth, and the shine on the phone is actually very good. It's actually a fingerprint magnet, if I may say. If you don't put a back cover to it, it attracts a lot of fingerprints when you're holding the phone, and it's hard to clean the phone as well. Up front, you also get an 8-megapixel snapper on this, which is very good for selfies. We recently saw that selfies is again the word of 2014. We saw it in the Oscars as well, and this is one smartphone which is very good for selfies because it's got an 8-megapixel snapper on the front of the Gionee Elife E7. You get a 16-megapixel snapper at the back with an LED flash. The LED flash is placed right below where the camera is. And also the 16-megapixel camera on this gives you brilliant quality pictures even in low light. Okay, Gionee Elife E7 is not just popular for its camera and its beautiful display. It also runs a very neat system on chip on the E7. It has a Qualcomm Snapdragon 800 processor running on it, clocked at 2.25 GHz. Of course, it's a quad-core processor, and it's a similar system on chip that you get on the popular Google Nexus 5 as well. Now, the Google Nexus 5 is a hot-selling smartphone in 2014, and this Chinese beauty is actually competing with it in the market. So performance-wise, there were no lags seen. It runs seamlessly, the apps fire in very quickly, and there are no lags at all on the Gionee Elife E7. Now the Gionee Elife E7 also comes in a lot of colors. I've got the black one here with me, but you can also buy it in blue, pink, white, orange, yellow, the color of your choice. It's actually a rainbow phone, and for the kind of features that it has to offer, the kind of punch that it gives in the market right now, it actually is a very good competitor to the Google Nexus 5. So if you don't want to be a commoner and want a refreshing phone in your hand, Gionee Elife E7 is a very good option, because for a 16GB variant, you'll be shelling out somewhere about 27,000 rupees, and for a 32GB variant, you'll shell out somewhere about 30,000 rupees, which is actually cheaper than the Google Nexus 5. So this definitely gives a refreshing look and feel to this kind of smartphone scenario, and of course, we give it a complete thumbs up on the Gadgets and Gizmos show as well. LG recently had a technology showcase in India, where they showcased their upcoming products that are there for consumers to own. So next up is the story on that. After showcasing their new product lineup for 2014 in CES Las Vegas, this year LG brought its technology show to India. There were 230 new products that were showcased. But what we liked was this. After the curved OLED TV, LG plans to bring this mammoth 77-inch 4K curved OLED TV to India. It's also loaded with the Web OS on it and looks stunning. Most of the manufacturers they're coming up with this curved display. This 77-inch TV is actually very huge. It'll look brilliant. It's brilliantly designed by LG. And of course, one more thing that this one has is LG's Web OS, which they've launched on this. So it has this magic motion remote in which you can just wave around the remote onto the television screen and select various menu options on it. Now what you do is you just go to home and there you go. You see a pop-up screen below in which you have all the smart TV apps, and this is basically a Web OS designed by LG. So you can move to various other options, and you know, the links change and the processor on it is actually quite fast and responsive as well. And these new curved displays just look amazing. So what is the future of curved displays?
Curve we will like to apply in terms of enhancing the display aesthetics of the product, but it has certain benefits. And what LG advantage is that the panel what we use, there is no viewing angle limitation. So if you apply this product where you use a panel which has viewing angle limitation, there could be an issue. But on the contrary, the benefit of this is, apart from the new design people have been used to watching in flat screen TVs, you be part of this program when you watch on this, and the distance from your eye is equidistant when you sit in the center. So this is the great benefit. So you get same kind of response from any angle which you sit.
What also intrigued us was the LG Life Band. Every tech company seems to be investing in wearable technology, and LG seems to be getting serious on that front too. Okay, wearable technology is something that every technology company is investing in, and LG also came out with the all-new LG Life Band Touch. Now it's got an OLED screen on it, and it actually connects with your smartphone and gives you all your life activities and logs that you have. I've got one that I'm wearing right now. It also connects with your music player. You know, you can connect it with the LG app which is there onto your smartphone. It's got this LG fitness app onto it, which actually gives you a run for all your activities on it. It tells you how many steps you've taken, how many kilometers you're hiking, and it's also integrated with your workout, your activity. You can sync it with your music. Now the fun part about this Life Band is that it's not just compatible with the LG phones, it's also compatible with other Android phones as well. So you can individually buy one of these Life Bands when it comes in the market, and it's also integrated with the Apple iOS 6 and above software, so it will easily seamlessly integrate with your iPhone 4, 4S, 5C and even the 5S. One thing is for sure, LG plans to take the Indian consumer technology market very seriously. Now wearable technology is good, but nothing can beat an old school smartphone. And talking about old school, a lot of manufacturers are coming out with new smartphones which have twice the processing power year on year, and this is one of those. Now meet the all new Micromax Canvas Night. I've got it here in my hand, and up next we get you a review of the all new Micromax Canvas Night. We showed you an octa-core smartphone earlier this year by Intex, the Intex Aqua Octa. It was good, really good. But now there's a new competitor in the market, and well, it's better than the Intex one. Meet the all-new Micromax Canvas Night. No, it has no similarities to Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight. I'm Batman. Apart from that, it's actually classy. From the first impression itself, the Canvas Night looks dazzling. It defines a new design line that Micromax is trying to follow. But well, not that new, of course. Now sorry about that. The Micromax A350 Canvas Night is an octa-core smartphone that has a very sturdy and robust full aluminium body casing. The first look is just impressive. Build quality is also surprisingly amazing. It also comes in 3 attractive colors: black, white and gold, and black and gold. Up front, it sports a 5-inch Full HD IPS display that is actually impressive and a bit reflective for sure. The back of this smartphone is also shiny and attracts a lot of smudges and fingerprints. Now that was all about the looks. But when it comes to processing power, boy, this one has it all. It features a MediaTek 2 GHz true octa-core processor packed with 2 GB of RAM. What that boils down to is that it has no lags and handles multitasking smoothly. Gaming on the smartphone is absolutely lag-free. And one thing is for sure, that this is one smartphone that won't disappoint you at all when it comes to performance. Sure, it heats up a little bit from time to time, but this one does too. Oops, sorry about that again. Coming to the camera on the Canvas Night, it sports a 16 megapixel rear camera paired with OmniVision camera chip sensor and a M8 Lagan lens. The results are just brilliant. Even low light images are not that bad. The camera on the Canvas Night is also capable of recording videos in 1080p HD. Up front, you also get a 8 megapixel camera that is really good for taking selfies. But that one was taken by some other smartphone. Anyways, when it comes to the battery, it will last you about a day as it has a 2350 mAh battery on it. This is a dual SIM smartphone and comes with 32 GB internal storage as well. Canvas Night currently runs on Android 4.2.2 Jelly Bean operating system, but it might get a KitKat update. Now with a price tag of Rs 19,999, this smartphone sure is a winner when it comes to octa-core smartphones. A recommendation for sure from our side. But then 2014 is just getting started when it comes to super fast processing power.
Now there's no denying that the age of octa-core smartphones is here. But here's the thing. When we tested the Micromax Canvas Night on our benchmark test, we actually got a score of 30,592, which is good for a smartphone that is worth just 19,999, but with an octa-core processor on it. But here's the thing. The Gionee Elife E7 that we showcased you earlier on the show actually got the same benchmark test done on it, and it yielded a score of 35,197. Now that tells you one thing, that processors are not the only thing responsible for the performance of your smartphone.
So Siddharth, today I have this new tablet in my hand. It's the Dell Venue 8 Pro tablet. It's been newly launched in the market by Dell, and this is surely a very good looking tablet. It is an eye candy, so let's have a look at it. Dell Venue 8 Pro scores instantly on its looks, with a soft rubbery back giving an easy grip. The 8-inch tablet is not very light, mind you. It's fairly heavy, weighing about 400 grams, but as far as portability goes, it can fit just right in your hands. The panel design is rather odd. There's a power button on the right side with a volume rocker and a micro SD unit. There's also a start key on the top side. Well, Dell could have just simplified this to put some capacitive buttons on the bottom, but now I guess I've got the hang of it. The problem with this tablet is that it does not have an HDMI port. Now, I love watching my films and my videos on a fuller screen, and that way the connectivity with a bigger screen becomes extremely crucial. Well, this tablet does not allow you to do that. Although it has the facility of recognizing an active stylus, but that actually comes at an additional cost. The tablet features Intel's new quad-core Atom processor, also codenamed Bay Trail, making Windows a decent operating system. It has 2 GB of RAM, 32 GB of storage, and runs full version of Windows 8.1. It has 5 megapixel primary camera and a 1.2 megapixel front-facing camera. The tablet is touchscreen with a resolution of 1280 into 800 pixels with the IPS panel, which gives great color renditions and a decent text and visual experience. Coming to the battery life, Venue 8 Pro creates an impression. With light usage, the tablet can last as long as 7 to 8 hours. Priced at $26,499, the tablet might seem a bit overpriced as compared to its competitors in the market. Venue 8 Pro has an edge over the other tablets in the market by the sheer fact that it has that sleek design and that pen input, but it also has its problems by the fact that it does not have an HDMI port and it also has no capacitive buttons. But for those people who are looking for browsing, internet browsing, desktop functions, basic work, this tablet suits well and it looks like it's a value for money.
Now I think Vani Agarwal is in love with the all-new Dell Venue 8 Pro. And why not? It's got beautiful design lines to it. It's time for us to tell you about an app. Well, have you ever wondered that you could speak languages like Ladakhi or Mao Naga? A group of Delhi University students have come out with a web application that might help these minority Indian languages from going extinct. Let's have a look. 21-year-old student Vikalp Kumar is passionate about linguistics and culture. His passion has translated into a unique conversation effort for lesser-known Indian languages at Delhi University's Cluster Innovation Center. A team of 4 students, including Vikalp, are gathering words from native speakers and will make that available with audio versions via their Indic language web application.
So there are 471 languages spoken in India, and out of that 197, or that is 42% of the languages of India are endangered. So I think our app would play a role in trying to conserve those languages. So this is one of the, one of the things which triggered us to work on this app.
But the app is more than just another online dictionary.
I would say the application is pretty simple. The interface, I would say it's like a Flash website, I would say, desktop application. The options, we have basically divided the whole language interface into 7 broad topics. And the first one is, of course, introduction. It gives you a fact file of the language, about the number of native speakers. There is a small video in the native language, and you can watch it and you can listen how it's spoken, and the script would be on under the screen. And there is a web gallery. You can click on it and you can watch pictures of the native speakers. That will give you an idea of the culture of the place. Then we have a vocabulary section where we basically we had about 2,000 words word list, and we recorded those, and we also got them in our application. So we have subdivided it into many subtopics, like if you want to know the names of the animals, how they are called in their languages, so you click on the animals tab, and the names of the animals will be written in English. When you click on that, the script would change to the native language, and then when you want to listen it, you can actually listen it. So I would say it is pretty simple.
Vikalp, who himself can speak 8 languages, is thinking on a large scale.
Our target is to cover India actually.
Mentor Sukrita Paul Kumar's job is to keep the ambitions of her students realistic. An editor for People's Linguistic Survey of India, she knew just how massive an undertaking this project was.
So what I could do was really, all of us put together many resources eventually. Resources like, for instance, the Linguistic Survey of India, which is brought in some information, some data, and even then there were a lot of challenges. How was one going to meet the challenges of collecting the data where sometimes none exists in a particular language? So what do you do?
Typically, this sort of exercise would claim generous funding and involves daunting field visits, but the team found ways around both, and Delhi's melting pot status helped.
I mean, there are 80 languages of Northeast India which are spoken in Delhi, and also other languages of the entire country. I mean, you can almost find, every language spoken in Delhi at least by one person, because Delhi is the capital of the country. Obviously, there would be one person from every state at least, every community at least. So, I thought I'll take advantage of that. And we approached student unions. So, every tribal community actually has their own student union. So, we approached them, and some were really excited in helping the language, some were not. So, those who were really excited, so we collaborated with them, especially Ladakh Students Union. And we collaborated with them, and we did that.
After 6 months of hard research and some mentoring, the students have completed work on 4 languages: Ladakhi, Sarazi, Mao Naga and Garo. One more language to go, and the boys feel the app should be ready to go public. In fact, future batches of students could pick up where the current leaves, adding to the number of languages and reinforcing the idea that innovation is formed out of pure collaboration.